get to view this one from the back. I had an Italian job brought back. This is the one, if you remember, had passive corrosion from all the cola or whatever it was. Well, we had it back out and running for a wee while, and it was, well, shall we say, it was not right. Got the board here. And what I found out was, it's probably a bit hard to see, but you can just see that discoloration on the edge of the connector there. Yeah, you can barely see it. Hold on, put the light off. See if that's any better. No, a bit shallow. No, never mind. Yeah, you can. It's hard to see in the camera, but that whole side of it was soaking with that wet. Yeah, you can see it there. See the discoloration. The edge connector was soaking with that wet, greasy crap or whatever it was. So I put another edge connector on. This is not a brand new edge connector, it's a reclaimed one, but I buzzed it all out and it appears to be fine. And also, I've done a bit of a recap. 220 microfarad caps, didn't have any 470s, but I've got 470s in order. Let's see how it goes. And I've repaired that passive corrosion. I've stripped all the black off and retinned that whole there. It's looking nice now. I need to put some clear lacquer on it. I need to give the board a bit of a thorough test, but if you remember, this one had the big corrosion bloom in this area, and it was because there's been another board with the leaky batteries sitting on top of this one. You know, like that's been sitting on top of another board that's had corrosion, and it's caused corrosion here. So what I need to do now is, like, I need to clear lacquer this, keep any condensation off it. It's all tinned up, it's a wee bit chunky in places, but it's all solid. I've reflowed the control port connector. I think the ground rail there will be fine for many years to come now. The edge connector's not pretty on the end, but it's because there's a wee bit of corrosion there on some of the pads and through holes. But yeah, it all buzzes out, it should all be working, and yeah, we'll get this back in the cabinet, and well, we won't do it tonight, but we'll get this back in the cabinet and see how she works. I'm also going to buzz out all the connections going from here to the various areas, because like I said, the corrosion is all here. So yeah, hopefully this will solve itself. Yeah, almost forgot, we need to do something with that as well. Don't like seeing empty spaces in a board that's in service. How about we put this baby in? New old stock RCA. There we go. Right. A little bit clear lacquer has been applied to that. I opted to do clear so that we can still see the traces there to make sure nothing degrades. Ready to go in soon. Tell you, you get some funny looks when you're doing board repair, because you're in the shops buying mere nail varnish than the missus. Right, got the board back in. It's just hanging out in here with the test rum in it. blinking away. Oh, it's fine, don't see anything untoward. Yeah, YouTube on in the background as usual. So tomorrow we'll hook the rest of it up and see what she does. Just on a side note, there was definitely something spilled in this cabinet. You can see it all over the back door. Don't think it was anything recent really. I've discovered that stuff like cola juice, stuff like that, it can stay damp for months and months. Ooh, nice orb. See me get them from time to time. Anyways, I haven't seen that before in the cabinet. Obviously the seal was broken. But yeah. Right, it's on. It blinking away. Booted up fine. I think there's a mild fault in the game card because the volume's not going down. We'll look at that shortly. The plan for the minute is we'll just leave it in a tract. I'm going to leave this running in a tract for a good couple of hours. Simulate real life conditions, leave it run a good couple of hours, and it's in a warm environment as well because there's a heater nearby. And I know people will cringe at that, and you don't put a fruit machine next to a radiator. Well, I actually want this fruit machine to be in a warm area because it's used to living life with a machine either side of it turned on for 16 hours a day, sort of. Is it 16? No, maybe 8 hours a day. But I want to get as close to real life conditions as possible. So, there's another orb going past. The orbs love this thing. Yeah, lots of orbs. Oh, maybe dust coming out the cabinet. But anyway, I'm just going to leave this sitting exactly as it is, with the door closed over. We'll just let it get on with it for a minute. And if anything happens, I'm in the next room, so I shall hear it reset. I'll hear the thump of the speaker. Right, so it's been on for about 4 hours. And you can hear it. It's misbehaving a bit. Funny thing is though, the gameplay is fine. It's just the sound's completely screwed up. Almost sounds like the alarm line's jammed on. Yeah. There's something wrong with the sound execution. It's completely screwed up. So, but the gameplay is fine. Oh, the gameplay is fine, it's just the sound screwed up. So, I think the next thing to try, it's not the original game card that I've got on it, it's a refurb game card. But I think the next thing to try is to refurb its original game card. So change the sockets on that. We'll clean up any more of that gunk that I find on it. And we'll reburn the game and sound ROMs to boot. See if it makes a difference. Right. Rebuilt. Cleaned up. Didn't have 32-pin sockets, but 40-pin sockets cut down will do the job. Everything nice and straight. Nicely soldered. I suspect this might not solve the problem, but I'm going to burn new game ROM and sound ROMs for it anyway. But I think there might be something else going on. So I changed the program card. That seems to have got rid of the scramble sound. And I'm just kicking back and letting it do its thing. I'll move that way because YouTube's on the television. Here's the thing. I did this all day yesterday and it ran for hours and hours and hours and then turned it off. And then turned it back on and reset 4 times. So I changed its power supply back over to its original one. And they were just going through the motions. Just observing. Just watching it again and I'll go up and I'll play a couple of credits. And I'll leave it running for a couple of hours. And I've been doing this for 3-4 hours now. Just got to keep watching it. And we'll have to do this for a good couple of days just to simulate real world conditions. We'll go up and we'll play it. Leave it alone for a bit. Go up a while longer, play it, leave it alone for a bit. And we'll see how we progress. Let's put it off for a minute. I put it off because work in the morning. Come home from work, put it back on, go through the motions again. Now, if you remember the previous video on that, you might realise that I've undone quite a few of the things I did in the first video. And that's partly true. Changed the power loom back, changed the ROM card back, changed the power supply back. But in saying that, the ROM card has new sockets and ROMs on it, and this is on £15 now. So we'll need to go looking for new decals for it. If you even get them. But it's on £15. £15, 25p play. The loom buzzed out pin to pin, end to end. Couldn't find an issue with that. And the power supply, although it runs toasty, it's got all the right fuses in it and it gets no warmer than the other one I had in. And while the power supply was out of it, it was used successfully to test a few other boards. So put it back. This is what it's like with these old games sometimes. It's a process of elimination, especially with intermittent faults. You just go through the motions. You change parts. You watch them. You test them. You do your soak test, a burn-on test, whatever, and it'll run fine for days and days and days and days, and then the fault comes back. But yeah, and remember as well, we've done a lot of corrosion repair on the board as well, so the boards have work done to it now too. So that would put some original things back in it. We've done a lot of work as well. And we just jump through the hoops again. We turn it on, play it, leave it for a bit, play it, switch it off a couple of times, back the cabinet a couple of times. Simulate real life knocks and scrapes. If it plays nice for a good few days, then we'll call it good. If it doesn't, then the board will go back to the table. And we'll come up with plan Z. Well, it's been running on and off for 2 days now. I turned this on at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Oh, fake pound. Yeah, that one worked. I don't know if that one will accept the same time. Try it. No, fake pound. But yeah. Obviously you're running. Go for another couple of pounds, stand by. There we go. So on and off this has been on. It's been on for 3 or 4 hours a day, and it's been on about 9 hours a day, and it's fine. So I think maybe, I mean, I need to give it a more in-depth playtest, but maybe I can call this good. So what I'll do is we'll end this video here, and we'll make a more in-depth playtest video later on, and hopefully this will be back in its rightful home very soon. So, another one alive. So it looks like this well could have been, after all that rummaging and repair, it could have well been the sound ROMs that were at fault on this. I'm backing it out because it wants it on the... Probably due to the gunk that got onto them. Same with the program ROM, but this is now on 25p, £15. I mean, it could go back to £5, but it'll play better at 25.15. So we'll leave that at that. And see when I get a chance I'll make a more in-depth playtest video, but yeah. Another one saved, and bye bye for now.